Hello all, myself Vedangi and I am a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So guys, my today's topic for the discussion is the concept of privity of contract. So let's begin. So according to section 2 clause H of the Indian Contract Act 1872, a contract is an agreement between the two parties that is enforceable by law backed by some consideration. And the essence of the law of contract lies in the promise which both the parties have made towards each other for fulfilling their part of the contract. Now let's discuss the meaning and the scope of the privity of contract. So the doctrine of privity of contract is a common law principle which implies that only parties to a contract are allowed to sue each other to enforce their rights and liabilities, and no stranger is allowed to confer obligations upon any person who is not a party to the contract, even though the contract have been entered into for his benefit. The rule of privity is basically based on the interest theory, which implies that only the person having an interest in the contract is entitled as per the law to protect his rights. For example, that if Ramesh makes a promise to deliver goods to Arun, then in this case if Ramesh breaches the contract, then only Arun has a right to prosecute him and no other person can prosecute him. Now talking about the essentials of the privity of contract. So first essential is that a contract has been entered into between two parties. That is most important essential element of a privity of contract, because there need to be a contract between two or more parties. Second essential element is parties must be competent and there should be a valid consideration. So competency of parties and the existence of consideration are prerequisites for application of this doctrine. Third is there has been a breach of contract by one party. So the breach of contract by one party is the essential requirement for the application of the doctrine of privity of contract. And the fourth essential is only the parties to contract can sue each other. So now after breach, only the parties to the contract are entitled to sue against each other for the non-performance of the contract. Now let's differentiate the concept of doctrine of privity on the grounds of the English law and the Indian law. So as a general rule, both the Indian and the English law are similar to each other, that only the parties to the contract can sue each other. But in a leading English case of Tweddle versus Atkinson, it was held that the plaintiff cannot sue as he was both a stranger to the contract as well as stranger to the consideration. And the concept of the privity of contract was again analyzed in the case of Dunlop United Tyre Company Limited versus Selfridge and Company Limited. So in the Indian context, also this concept of privity of contract is similar, but the only difference being that in India is that a person who is a stranger to the consideration can sue, whereas in England he cannot do so. Now talking about the role of the consideration in privity of a contract. So the consideration is the most important essential element of a contract existing between the parties. Unless there is a consideration, a contract is considered to be void. And it is defined in the section 2 clause D of the Indian Contract Act, and consideration is considered as the foundation of every contract and it forms the basis of it. Now there are certain exceptions to the doctrine of the privity of contract, because as a general rule only the parties to the contract are entitled to sue each other, but now with the passage of time exceptions to the general rule have come and allowing even the strangers to contract to prosecute or to sue. So these exceptions are first one is a beneficiary under a contract. So if a contract has been entered into between two persons for the benefit of a third person not being a party, then in the event of the failure by any party to perform his part, the third party can enforce his right against the others. Second exception is conduct, acknowledgement or admission. So there can also be a situation in which although there may be no privity of contract between the two parties, but if one of them by his conduct or acknowledgement recognizes the right of the other, then he may be liable on the basis of the law of estoppel, as in the case of Narayani Devi versus Tagore Commercial Corporation. And the third exception is provision for the maintenance or marriage under family arrangement. So these type of provisions are treated as an exception to the doctrine of privity of contract for protecting the rights of the family members who are not likely to get a specific share and also to give maximum effect to the will of the testator. Let's say for example, if A gives his property in equal portions to his 3 sons with a condition that after his death all 3 of them will give rupees 10,000 each to C, who is the daughter of A. Now C can prosecute if any of them fails to obey this and fails to pay. Now what we can conclude from this concept of the privity of contract is that although only the parties to the contract can sue each other and no stranger is allowed to enter between the parties to sue, but with the development of time the law has also developed, and now even a stranger is permitted to sue to safeguard his interest under the exceptional circumstances that we have discussed earlier. So guys, that's all about my discussion on this particular topic. I hope you all liked my video. If you guys have any doubt with regard to this video, then you can comment in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Lex Click. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye.